Hey, him! Sus!
I don't get it.
I don't think there's a phrase or sound as emblematic of YouTube poops than sus, or sas, or sauce. Semantics aside, sus is inarguably the most used sound in YouTube poop. Its ubiquity in YouTube poops makes it the defining term in YouTube poops lexicon and grammar. So what exactly is sus? The commonly accepted point of origin for sus is from Crobo Productions' Captain Rescue Gets a Slim Pack of Double Mint Gum.
Last time I saw him, he was headed for Sonic. Sus.
The technique to making sus, especially in this inaugural example, is simple. It's just the first part of Robotnik saying Sonic reversed.
Sonic sus.
Reversing words and cutting them to make a new sound or word, which is just sentence mixing in the poop world, wasn't a new concept in YouTube poop. In fact, portmanteaus, the blending of words and phonemes, are integral to YouTube poop's remix philosophy. Jaj, lol, whoa are other common poopisms that are portmanteaus. Sus became so ubiquitous not only because of how funny it sounds, but because of how simple it is to make. Even those who aren't well acquainted with any video editing software can easily figure out how to make sus and other variations quite quickly. Really, you can create sus of any soundbite with the phoneme S, and some of the most common examples are these words. Some, sus, so, sus, sorry, sus, such, sus, Santa, sans. Other outliers like Jesus and introduce can be used as well. Basically anything that starts with so or sa can work. Unlike other similar portmanteaus that can be used in sentence mixing, sus has the benefit of being so common in many English sentences. The phoneme of S is ubiquitous in our language. As an exercise to prove my point, go make a YouTube poop yourself, especially of Mario or a Sonic cartoon, and try to find ways to make the characters say sus and all the variations. But the question still lingers. What is sus? Especially in the context of YouTube poops. Trying to make sense of a nonsensical Dadaist art form like YouTube poop is seen as not important to some. But due to YouTube poop's storied legacy on this platform, inevitably there will be some rules and principles that YouTube has come to abide and is defined by. YouTube poop has different recognizable symbols and poopisms, such case being the topic of this video. If you've watched enough YouTube poops, you will come to recognize a sort of grammar about the language used. And sus is an important part of the YouTube poop grammar. A grammar in a language consists of two things: syntax and morphology. Syntax is a set of rules that allows us to form logical sentences that express what we want them to. Morphology is the mechanism that explains the structure of words and formation process. Language is developed by gestures. If you go anywhere and just say sus in the poop dialect, there's a chance you may get others to join in. Even though it sounds pretty absurd, you are in a way speaking a different language, and people are understanding what you're saying. Even though sus might just be nonsense, it does evoke meaning in those hearing it. If you hear something enough, patterns start to form in your mind and associate meaning based on where and what you heard. YouTube Poop's usage of sus isn't just a comedic option during your editing process. It's almost a prerequisite for it to be recognized as a YouTube poop. Of course, you don't have to have it in there, but it's always a good option. To better explain this concept, let's relate the language of YouTube poops not by linguistics, but by relating it to the language of cinema. Cinema and films have a similar concept of language and grammar. Things like the 180-degree rule, the two-shot, the oneer are all things that work to define what cinema is. Certain shot compositions and types, along with narrative devices, develop a language in cinema. Even though YouTube Poop claims not to be defined by any constraints in genre conventions, sus itself defines the genre more than we realize. YouTube Poops named after sus is evidence of this. CDI Mario and Zelda also operate under this framework, even though they're mainly just symbols. They're a part of the YouTube Poops language and lexicon. It's inevitable I would have to talk about this. There's something tragic about sus and its variants now, thanks in part to a little-known game called Among Us. Sus was a colloquialism for suspect way before Among Us, but the arrival of the game in the mainstream culture firmly planted sus in our popular conscious. So much so that it kind of is a erasure of YouTube poop culture. Due to Among Us's position in meme culture as an ever-malleable subject, it has completely warped sus to something unrecognizable. Hell, even the name Among Us has destroyed that term when used in casual conversation. It's a testament to how influential memetics is in our language. The term or sound of sus used to belong to the niche of YouTube poop and acted as a signifier for those in the know. But now that phrase or sound can't be solely associated with YouTube poops. I really don't have anything else for this video. This was just a quick ramble about YouTube poops, linguistics, and Among Us. It's a pretty weird video, but let me know your thoughts below. I'd like to spark a conversation about linguistics and sus and try and parse out the language of YouTube poops. And it's more of a collaborative effort. I'm not a linguist. I don't study language. It's not my expertise. But if there's somebody in the comments that can, shed a better light and, make more sense of this, that'd be great. Expect more YouTube poop retrospective videos soon, and more of these supplementary content as I try to expand my horizons and relate areas of academia or intellectual concepts to YouTube poops. I might revisit Dadaist again like I did years ago, or I might redo that. I might revisit the Dadaist aspect of YouTube poops soon, so look out for that in a more short-form, candid video like this. So look out for that, and like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, engagement. Sus.